Hey everybody, I'm making this video as a review for similar triangles, and basically since we're on Edge, I want to make sure that you guys are able to put it all together. So what do you have to know? Well, some background. A polygon is no curves, so any shape that all the vertices are connected with no curves is basically a polygon. And as a reminder, a ratio is just another way of saying fractions. Okay, so you have to prove polygons are similar. How do you prove polygons are similar? So we're going to use triangles for this since we're working with triangles all week. And there's three ways you can do it. You can prove it with angle, prove it with side, and this also kind of touches on right triangles, or you can go with side. And if you can do any of these three, then you have proven triangle similarity. So what do you need? You need two congruent angles for triangles, a minimum. And the reason is if you have two, then obviously the third has to be the same as well, because the angles always have to add up to 180 degrees. This is where you have two sides, and the sides have to be connected by congruent angle. Okay, so it's going to be a side is proportional to another side with an angle. And these are two sides proportional. So we're going to set up a proportion for that, okay? And then the last one is side, and that's where you have three proportional sides. All right, so, and as a reminder, when you set up a proportion, you're just saying two fractions equal to each other. You're going to have three knowns and one unknown, and to solve, you cross multiply and then solve. So it'd be 5 times x and 8 times 15. Set them equal to each other. So it's 5x equals 8 times 15, and then solve for x. All right, so let's see a couple problems here. All right. Prove that these two triangles are similar or not. And this lines up nicely where, 36 is the biggest, 39 is the biggest, 13 is the biggest, 12 and 36 go together, 15 and 5 go together. But always look to make sure that that the triangles are lined up, just in case they're like twisted or whatever. Okay, so if you have no congruent angle marked and you don't know if any congruent angle can be found, like right here, they look like they're the same, but if it's not marked, you don't know. So this is going to have to be side. Obviously, if you don't have an angle, then it has to be side. Okay. All right. So we need to set up a proportion. It'll be 36 over 12 has to be equal to 39 over 13, and that's, side goes to side, side goes to side. Then the last one is going to be 15 over 5. And when you do these in the calculator, you'll see that you get 3 equals 3 equals 3. So they are side, similar. Okay, now, does it matter if you go from big to small or small to big? Well, if you have 12 over 36 equals to 13 over 39 equals to 5 over 15, you get 1/3 equals 1/3 equals 1/3. That's the same. As long as all three of these are the same, you've proven similar triangles by side. All right, and this one, I'm looking, and I need to know that even though it's not marked, that these two angles are vertical angles, and so vertical angles are always going to be congruent. So I'm looking to see if I have side angle side, and I need to prove it. So it looks like 15 and 50 are what's similar just based on the sizes. So it'll be 15 over 50 has to be equal to 18 over 60. So go here, and we'll do guys see that? 15 divided by 50 is 0.3, and that's equal to 18 divided by 60, and that's 0.3. So proven, similar side, angle, side. You have to mark why you know it's proved, and you have to show your work that's proved. Okay, right here, see what I'm talking about? 59 is not the biggest, but 10 is the biggest. So this angle actually has, I'm sorry, this side has to go with this side. So it'll be 10 over 60. And then the next one is 9 over 59. And then the next one is 8 over 48. And if you, sorry, if you're pretty good about math, then you can kind of see that these aren't going to line up to be proportional. But 10 divided by 60 is 0.167. 9 divided by 59 is 0.15. Okay, right there, unless this one is congruent and the angle is congruent, I'm sorry, yeah, unless this one has the same proportion of one of the other ones and then an angle's there, it's not similar. I can go ahead and do this and put it down, but I can't prove it with side, side, side. I'd have to prove it with side, angle, side. 8 divided by 48 is 0.167. So these two match, but again, I'd have to have an angle marked, and I don't have an angle marked, so I got nothing. Okay, the last example is a inset triangle where we have a triangle inside of a triangle, and it's QDC and QRS. Okay, so QDC and QRS. All right, they don't give us an angle, but I'm going to show you you can do it two ways. Okay, the first way I'm going to do it is side, side, side. So the first triangle is going to be 24 over the whole thing is 78. So I got small and big. And then on the other side is going to be 36, and they haven't given it to me, but you have to add them up. So 36 plus 81 is 117. And then the last side, if you can see it, is going to be this side and this side. So 32 over 104. Okay, let's put it in. So I've got 24 divided by 78, 0.307. 36 divided by 117, 0.307. Looking good. And 32 divided by 104 is 0.307. So this is similar side, 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 and that's your proof for side, side, side. Now, if you think about it, they both share the vertex Q. So Q is going to be congruent for both triangles. So really, you can do side, angle, side with just the 24 over 78 and 36 over 117, and you wouldn't need this other side right here. Okay, all right. Oh, one more. This is going to be the last one. So prove that these two triangles are similar. Well, again, look to see if you have a vertical angle. L is our vertical angle. These two are obviously congruent, 89 and 89. So therefore, I'm going to mark this twice. So therefore, this has to be similar angle, angle. I've got 2 of the 3 angles. N must be congruent to F. Let me write it. So maybe I'll start with L and then go to the congruent. So triangle LMN is similar to triangle LEF. If you wrote this mixing up the E and the F or the M and the N in one of them, it would be wrong. So you have to be able to label them the right way. If it helps, you can take your pen and go around in the order that you want and just show that you're marking congruent to congruent. All right, have a good night.